Luxury festivals are a con, they always have been. Fyre just pulled back the curtain. Everyone thought Fyre Festival was the future of music events, a utopian escape to a Bahamian paradise. They were wrong. It wasn't a future, it was a mirage, a meticulously crafted illusion that promised the impossible and delivered a nightmare. At its heart, Fyre Festival was a grand experiment in hype, an audacious bet on the power of social media and celebrity endorsement, designed to transform a fledgling booking app into a household name. The mastermind behind it, Billy McFarland, a young entrepreneur with a history of ambitious, yet ultimately flawed, ventures. McFarland's previous venture, Magnizes, offered an exclusive black credit card and members-only experiences. It hinted at the Fyre blueprint: cultivate an image of elite access, charge a premium, and often fall short on the actual delivery. A pattern was forming, but few were paying close enough attention. The year was 2016. McFarland, alongside rapper Ja Rule, announced Fyre Festival. The pitch was irresistible: a luxury music festival on a private island in the Exumas, Bahamas. Think private jets, gourmet food, supermodels, and the biggest names in music. An aspirational dream sold directly to the Instagram generation. The marketing campaign was legendary, a masterclass in digital persuasion. A single, iconic orange tile flooded Instagram feeds, featuring Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner, and Emily Ratajkowski cavorting on pristine beaches. No text, just a link. The message was clear: FOMO was the price of admission. Tickets, priced from $200 to over $100,000 for VIP packages, sold out almost instantly. People bought into the fantasy. They pictured themselves sipping champagne with celebrities, dancing under the stars, living out a curated vision of opulence. But the private island wasn't private, and the infrastructure was non-existent. The private island of Great Exuma had once belonged to Pablo Escobar, a detail McFarland loved to repeat. However, that wasn't entirely true. It was a parcel of land adjacent to a sandals resort. When Sandals took issue with the name association, McFarland scrambled, moving the entire operation to a different site on the main island of Great Exuma. Logistically, this was a disaster. The new site was a barren patch of land, far from the idyllic paradise promised. With just weeks to go, the team was building a festival from scratch, on an island with limited resources, relying on local workers who would soon bear the brunt of McFarland's hubris. As the first attendees arrived on April 27, 2017, the dream began to unravel. Instead of luxury villas, they found FEMA disaster relief tents. Instead of gourmet meals, prepackaged cheese sandwiches. The promised artists were canceling, the stage was incomplete, and basic sanitation was a pipe dream. The most striking image, perhaps, was the luggage. Hundreds of suitcases, piled haphazardly in the dark, unlit field, vulnerable to theft and the elements. It was a tangible symbol of the chaos, the immediate evidence that this wasn't just a hiccup, but a complete breakdown. The internet, which had built Fyre's hype, became its executioner. Tweets, photos, and videos of the disastrous conditions went viral. The orange tile that had once signified luxury now represented a colossal failure. The world watched, horrified and morbidly fascinated, as the illusion shattered in real time. For the attendees, it was more than just disappointment. It was a struggle for survival. Limited water, no medical staff, and no clear way off the island. Some described it as Lord of the Flies, a descent into anarchy as basic necessities vanished and trust eroded. The Bahamian workers, many of whom had toiled tirelessly with little pay, were left stranded and unpaid. Marianne Roll, a local restaurant owner, famously drained her life savings to pay her staff after McFarland's company defaulted on payments. Her story became a stark reminder of the human cost of such grand deceptions. Billy McFarland, despite the unfolding disaster, continued to project an air of confidence, even defiance. He spoke of learning experiences and rebuilding, but the authorities were closing in. The dream was over, and the consequences were about to become very real. Investigations quickly revealed a web of deceit. McFarland had lied to investors, misrepresented the festival's financial health, and engaged in wire fraud. He'd even sold fake tickets to other events to cover his mounting debts. The ambition was boundless, but the ethics were non-existent. Ultimately, McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison and ordered to forfeit $26 million. Ja Rule, though heavily criticized, was not charged, the courts finding no evidence he knowingly participated in the fraudulent activities. The influencers who promoted the event faced lawsuits and public backlash. The Fyre Festival debacle became a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the dangers of unbridled hype and the fragility of trust in the digital age. It exposed the dark underbelly of influencer marketing and the ease with which aspiration can be weaponized for profit. It also highlighted the critical importance of due diligence. Investors poured millions into Fyre without sufficient scrutiny. Attendees bought tickets based on celebrity endorsements, not concrete plans. Everyone, it seemed, was blinded by the promise of exclusivity and luxury. The two documentaries, released almost simultaneously by Netflix and Hulu, offered differing perspectives but converged on a singular truth. Fyre Festival was a monumental failure of planning, execution, and ethics. They cemented its place in the pantheon of modern cautionary tales. What Fyre teaches us is that a compelling narrative, even one built on sand, can temporarily trump reality. But eventually, the tide comes in, and when it does, the foundations crumble, revealing the emptiness beneath the spectacle. The allure of a once-in-a-lifetime experience, sold through carefully curated digital images, remains powerful. But the Fyre Festival stands as a monument to the perils of believing everything you see online, especially when it promises paradise. It's a stark reminder that behind every glossy marketing campaign, there must be substance, integrity, and a respect for the people whose dreams you're selling. Without that, even the most ambitious visions are destined to burn. Next, we unravel the digital gold rush that became the biggest Ponzi scheme in crypto history.